how disciplined you are determines how much you love yourself. Don't mind me, I'm so cold. It's so cold where I live right now. Literally, it's 50 degrees, 60 degrees, but I'm so cold. Hence me wearing this blanket. I wanted to talk about discipline. I feel like so many of us who didn't have the parents to help us establish discipline really struggle with it in our adulthood. And I think it's really important to nip this in the bud, because how disciplined you are determines how much you love yourself. You can really see how much somebody loves themselves by how many promises they keep for themselves. It's something that I've learned to do my best in. I graduated from trying to do it to really doing a really good job at having discipline as much as I can. Obviously, I'm human. I slip up. I'm learning. I'm growing. And it's something that I've learned that I want my partner in life to have. If they don't have discipline within themselves, they're not going to have discipline within their relationship. And ultimately, when you don't have discipline within yourself, you don't respect yourself, you don't love yourself. So this is one of my non-negotiables for my partner, because if he doesn't respect himself enough to have discipline and keep up with what he wants to do for himself, he's not going to have the respect for me. I'm still learning. I'm still establishing concrete discipline, but I have done a pretty good job at being disciplined within myself when it comes to showing up for myself in ritual, journaling, meditating, going for walks. Honestly, having a dog really has helped me have discipline, because he relies on me to take care of him, and it's helped me learn how to take care of myself better. I saw somebody say on TikTok, women don't need discipline. Women need to be creative. And I could not agree less, because naturally us women, yeah, we're creative. We're naturally creative. But if we don't have discipline to back up our creativity, how are we going to get anything done? You know, there's a difference between hustling and having discipline, and just showing up for yourself and having that discipline. And discipline is one of the sexiest things you could do for yourself. It's literally the gateway to having your dream life. You know, whether it's discipline in your own mind, discipline in your own habits, discipline in showing up for yourself, discipline in cooking good meals for yourself, discipline in saying no, discipline in saying yes, discipline in checking in with your body. How does this make me feel? Discipline is the gateway to your self-love. If you can't keep tiny promises to yourself, how are you going to keep the big promises to yourself and to your future family and to your future spouse and to your community? So you're probably wondering, Erica, if I wasn't taught in my childhood to have discipline, how can I teach myself now? Make small little promises to yourself, literally the smallest ones, whether it's journaling for 5 minutes before you go to work or before you start your day, whether it's going for a 10-minute walk each day. Make tiny little promises to yourself and stick with it. And once you do that for a couple weeks, a month or so, expand on it. Okay, be like, okay, I've shown up for my tiny little promises. What bigger commitments can I make for myself that are gonna better my life, better my future, better my moment right now, that even if I don't want to do it, I still stick with it, because I know after I'm done with this, it makes me feel amazing. You know, I feel like when you are not taught discipline in your childhood, you sabotage yourself in your adulthood, because you're not taught to, hey, you committed to this team after school, now you have to follow through. You know, like, this is why it's such a good idea to put your kids in after school programs and put them in, you know, dance or cheerleading or sports or whatever the fuck that they're interested in. It feed their interest, you know, learn Listen to your kids when they talk to you about their interests and put them in whatever it is that they're interested in. And it makes for better adults, because when you learn discipline from a young age, you learn how to show up for yourself seamlessly when you're an adult, you know? So if you're not one of those people who had parents like that, like me, it gets tricky to learn how to discipline yourself, but it's not impossible, you know? Start with the little things like I had mentioned before and grow in that aspect. And you'll see it gets easier and easier to keep little promises to yourself. This is the easiest way to see transformation take form, because you're making a conscious decision every day to show up for yourself. I'll never date a man with no discipline, a lazy man, because it reflects outward. This is literally the perfect indication telling me that he doesn't love himself and he cannot love me the way I need to be loved. So allow that to be a little hack to knowing if a man could show up for you or not. Is he disciplined? Does he keep his promises to himself? Does he need you to be disciplined? This is such a red flag. Like, and look at it in your own sense too. Like, do you need a workout partner to show up to the gym? That is really bad, because okay, yeah, it can help you, but what if your workout partner doesn't feel like going anymore? You're gonna base your whole entire commitment to yourself because of somebody's ability to commit to themselves? No. Discipline is an act of self-love. It's an act of worthiness. It's an act of how much or how little you love yourself enough to show up for yourself every day. So start with the small things and work backwards, and soon enough you'll see little transformations, little glimpses to your new life. I hope this helped you. It's helped me a ton. I love you.